Welcome to SVG-TV News for Thursday, December 21st, 2023. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. In his contribution to the debate on the 2024 estimates of revenue and expenditure presented in Parliament on Tuesday, Prime Minister Dr. Raul Gonzalez said since 2001, the opposition has been uttering doom and gloom on the estimates and appropriation bills. However, they have not only been surviving, but thriving.
All the prognostications have fallen predictably on arid soil. They don't take any root because they have no basis. In fact, indeed, it is a species of learned helplessness, which is attached to hopelessness, that you get on an annual basis. It is almost like a rite of passage for the NDP, RITE. The younger ones come by, and you will think that they would learn from the errors of those who had come before them on the opposition benches, but they just fall in line. Everybody going over the precipice together. It's as though they have a death wish. I find it very difficult to understand, but it seems as though there's a special kind of Kool-Aid which they consume, which have them bemused. Madam Speaker, they come to the table with abstractions, without anything grounded in the real world. Many things contradictorily they utter. They don't take account of what St. Vincent and the Grenadines was like, the journey we have traveled, and where we have to go.
The Prime Minister said despite all of the country's weaknesses, there are strengths and possibilities grounded largely in the people and the confidence that the government has in them.
Especially the young people, the working people, the farmers, the fisher folk, the veritable salt of the earth. And that is why we place such an emphasis on education and training. That's why we have an education revolution, which is broadening and deepening day by day, month by month, year by year. And these estimates have contributed further to the deepening and broadening of this education revolution. And, Madam Speaker, we have so constructed these estimates which reflect faith and hope, fresh hope, not false hope, not stale hope, fresh hope, and above all, love. And the outcomes in a summary form which we have put towards this exercise for economic growth, job creation and wealth creation, opportunities for all, equity, appropriate safety nets, low to moderate inflation, stability of the financial and banking system, stability of the currency and the real external exchange rate, and fiscal stability grounded in prudence and enterprise.
And the opposition member of parliament, Sinclair Leacock, again questioned what he termed as the lack of credibility of the estimates document and the integrity of the estimates.
In fact, I say boldly, Madam Speaker, that it's really an article of faith. It's an article of faith to accept carte blanche that all that is before us represents gospel. The financial summary, Madam Speaker, an examination discloses that in many respects it is more of the same. It's a deficit budget. So we have to take that and put down a marker. That's where we are. That is, as a nation, as a country, small island state, choose your word, the dance can't pay for the light. We do not have enough money. At the forum earlier this year, we were told that cash and money is king, and certainly here it is king. We don't have enough money to pay for what we need to carry this country forward. And if that premise is correct, Madam Speaker, then some ingenuity is at play. I don't think I'm going to be challenged on that assertion because it is captured by more than one director of audit who draws attention to the absence of credibility in the capital programs of the government. And if it is necessary, and I may take a time out to do that, Madam Speaker, I may point to more than one places in which, in audit reports, that tourism is verified.
The opposition MP said the situation begs a question why year after year they come to the parliament with estimates and budgets in which there are recurrent shortfalls, noting that the government gets away with some of the figures on the recurrent side because in no given year it spends 100% of the appropriated amounts.
In 2015, for example, Madam Speaker, the government voted for $971 million. Actually spent 677. 2016, 912, spent 736. 2017, 976, spent 833. 2018, they appropriated 993, they spent 786. And in 2019, it was 1 billion, sorry, Madam Speaker, and the actual was just about $980 million. What's the significance of that information, Madam Speaker? The significance of it is that in every one of those 5 years listed, the government is at a minimum on or around $200 million short in the expenditure. That's the consistency. You can't spend what you don't have. Can't spend it. And therefore, on the recurrent side, on average, the government spends $74 million less than what's appropriate every single time that we have an accounting cycle, every year. So that effectively balances the book, as it were. So the alternative would be that they can shave the recurrent expenditure over the ministries by $74 million and get it within line. But I suppose it is necessary to play for the gallery, and that must obtain. So, if my conclusions are correct, and you'll have to prove me wrong, Madam Speaker, I'll stand strong on this. The proverbial other receipts of $250 million, which I round off it to $200 million, makes it clear, Madam Speaker, that the budget is not a $1.6 billion budget. It's a $1.4 billion. The $200 million is an illusion.
All benefits accrued to the former seasonal workers at the Oya Arroot factory, which is now out of commission, will be honored by the government. This is according to Agriculture Minister Subota Caesar, who was at the time responding to a question in Parliament on Tuesday from Opposition Senator Siobhan John on whether the many seasonal workers who were employed at the factory, whose lives and livelihood were disrupted as a result of its closure and are no longer employed, will receive any severance pay for the years of service at the factory. Minister Caesar noted that when the volcanic eruption damaged the factory in Oya, the government took steps to provide income support to all Arroot farmers.
Outside of the North Windward constituency, the Arroot factory was destroyed. The farmers have no place to sell their rhizomes, as we say in common parlance, to sell their arrowroot. And we have decided as a government, consider it, under the leadership of the Honorable Montgomery Daniel, to ensure that every single arrowroot farmer, even though you're not selling arrowroot, that you're still getting paid. So there is no factory to sell the rhizomes, but we provide an income to the farmers. We also continue to pay the permanent staff and have them integrated in the development of the modern factory that is being constructed in Orange Hill, and the general extension. They are part of the support to agriculture in the constituency.
Besides the new Arroot factory being built in Orange Hill, Minister Caesar said in 2024 there will be a greater integration of the Arroot technical officers into the overall national diversification climate smart agriculture strategy.
Upon the completion of the modern factory, because of the modern platform which will be utilized, it is anticipated to be less labor intensive. We have the list of all the seasonal workers. Some would be rehired, and some may choose to go for the option of taking their benefits because they have alternative employment. The conclusion, however, is that the employment benefits for all of the seasonal workers who are employed at the factory, all the benefits are protected. This matter will be concluded in the course of 2024 when we open the modern factory.
Policymakers and agriculture advisors recently met with a number of lending institutions in a first round of discussions at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs conference room. The Ministry of Agriculture says the comprehensive meeting was geared at improving the agriculture sector in food production here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Minister of Agriculture, Forestry, Fisheries, Rural Transformation, Industry and Labour, Subota Caesar, said he was pleased with the support given at the meeting.
Labor and capital, three very important factors of production. And we in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we assisted the farmers through the Farmer Support Company. We capitalized it originally with $6 million, and we were able to waive some of the interest, 50% being owed by the farmers. We also launched in 2023 the Fleet Expansion Program, a joint initiative between the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the Kingston Cooperative Credit Union. I know that many fishers benefited from engines, who were able to get boats, and we will be rolling out in 2024 the Fleet Expansion Program for the tuna longliners. I want to encourage the farmers who are deciding to come to the table to have a discussion with the lending institutions and the ministry as it pertains to loans, that there is an excellent opportunity there, and once we increase production and productivity, we are going to ensure that we can repay our loans and have an excellent.
A number of representatives from lending institutions here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and other stakeholders share their views on the discussions.
In terms of agriculture and farmers on a whole, is very important. We're expanding, the world is expanding. We're seeing the economy that is now booming because of the hotel industry or the tourism sector, so to speak, and we must be at a certain level in terms of production and doing business on a commercial level where agriculture is concerned. This is a much needed one. It's quite fitting. Should have happened earlier, but it's quite fitting. The timing is a good one, and the preparations for next year and beyond next year is much needed. What I was most, I want to say, I don't want to use the wrong word, but what I was most interested in is that the lending institutions, in terms of the interest rate and the financial literacy, because a lot of farmers are turned off by approaching larger financial institution to gain a loan or grant, so to speak. We would have cleared the air on that this morning, and it is very inviting, and I look forward to the upcoming year to see how this project and the public-private partnership will turn out.
I thought the meeting was very informative. It was good to see the different financial institutions come together to discuss ideas that can be beneficial to the country, to look at the short-term impact, short-term solutions to some of the issues that we're facing, as well as the long-term and medium-term solutions. And I think there are a lot of good ideas, and the future is looking bright once we're able to implement these things as a nation and as financial institutions as well. Thank you. Gecko.
First of all, I represent the Teachers Cooperative Credit Union, and I think that the meeting went pretty well. I think that the information that came out is very practical for the development of farming going forward. I also think that, well, the teachers, as you know, have a proper agricultural product. We have started the ball, and it's good to see that the government is now adding to that push in terms of getting financing for the farmers. So everything seems to be well placed for a good future for farmers.
The Ministry of Agriculture says plans are on the way to continue the engagement with the lending institutions, as well as incorporating some of the contributions made at the meeting to enhance the local agriculture sector. A low-level trough is in the vicinity, but should pass over St. Vincent and the Grenadines without much fanfare. This is according to the 72 hours weather outlook issued today by the SVG Met Service, which says a few showers are likely for the remainder of the day into tonight. The forecast further points out that there is a moderate chance of isolated showers on Friday, with this chance increasing around Saturday as equatorial moisture moves over the island chain. It says instability will linger into Sunday, but the chance of showers is forecast to decrease slightly, with gentle to moderate east-northeasterly trades moving over the islands, gradually increasing in speed around Saturday. Seas are forecast to be generally moderate between 1.5 meters to 2.0 meters during the next few days across St. Vincent and Grenadines, and moderate haze intrusion is forecast from Saturday. The St. Vincent and Grenadines Cadet Force Band is celebrating 87 years of service. The SVG Cadet Force Band got started in 1968 as a drum corps by Lieutenant Reverend Alan Curtin under the guidance of Commandant Lennox John. Its first appearance was at the Queen's Birthday Parade held at the Victoria Park on Saturday, June 8, 1968. In a telephone interview with SVG-TV News, a deputy commander of the SVG Cadet Force, Major Idila Ferdinand, said this year in particular has been a very exciting year for the organization, as there were 3 major activities held: a medal ceremony held in March to honor cadets who would have given service during the volcanic eruption, a commissioning of officers who have been serving with the organization for many years, noting that this was the first ceremony after 87 years, which was quite significant to the organization.
We also launched the search and rescue and medical unit. So that's a new unit which was formed in the organization. The last was formed in 2006. And so this is an expansion of the organization. And we culminated our 87-year celebration with a promotion and award ceremony on Friday the 15th of December, where those cadets who would have served and, would have excelled were awarded and promoted to new ranks.
Major Ferdinand noted the significance of the SVG Cadet Force as a paramilitary organization which helps to mold some of the nation's youth.
So have a Cadet Force band that was formed in 1968, and many of the young people throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines who passed through the organization have developed their military skills through this band, and some of them have even gone on to be professional musicians. They've done the music exams, the Royal School music exams, and we have persons all in different parts of the world who use their music as a means of making a living. Right? So we prepare our young people for life wherever they may find themselves.
Major Ferdinand said the general public can look forward to further expansion of the organization in 2024.
We are in the process of our recruitment program, and so we are encouraging, we've just started, and we are encouraging persons, parents, guardians, principals to encourage our youngsters to find themselves into positive things and into organizations like the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Cadet Force that can help to mold them into good citizens. The organization prepares you for life, right? What you learn in the organization, you do not learn that in school, because we do so much more than is done within the school environment, and we can help them to achieve their goals in life, because we also help in building self-esteem.
A number of residents of Richland Park have been flooding the streets for the community's 9 Mornings activities. The activities include several competitions from ironing to grab the glass. Here is a snippet of some of the activities from Richland Park 9 Mornings.
Shoulder, head, shoulder, head again, glass. Granny, you win one. Music. Don't burn the iron guard. Don't burn the iron guard. Bring drinks, man. Bring sips. Your friends are here. Neighbor. Bring drinks, man. Bring on drinks. I said to bring on sips, man. Neighbor. You don't even know it. Knees, toes. Head, shoulder, knees, toes. Head again. Now, bar. You can't carry a bucket of water. What thing this morning? Plus, if you have a KFC, they know that. Right?
And some of the participants in the Richland Park 9 Mornings activities say things have been going good thus far.
And then we back on stage.
I generally love to come to 9 Morning.
All right.
I'm enjoying the games and the participation. It's exciting.
I enjoy the 9 Morning 100%. I love it, I love it, I love it. I'm drinking mint tea with guinea pepper bush. Very tasty, very nice. Keep the body natural for the 9 Morning. I'm from Richland Park, originally living in New York. So I came to visit, and I love it. I'll come over here. Yes, I'm enjoying my bush tea.
Well, I just enjoyed the camaraderie. It was good to be here just to see old friends. I haven't been here in 42 years for Carnival, for Christmas. So just to see the new format for the 9 Morning. We never had that in my time. It was more community hall kind of thing. So, and I love to see the involvement of the kids and their participation. So congratulations to the committee. They're doing a wonderful job.
This morning, well, enjoy on the stage, enjoy the crowd, enjoy life. Everything. Nice to meet people this morning. As you bless the Almighty to spare your life, that you could see everything in life. You could eat, you could drink, be merry, but make sure give thanks and praise to the Almighty.
And the St. Vincent Girls High School held its first 9 mornings activity on Monday, which was reportedly well received. Teachers and students participated in a number of competitions and fun games. Here is a snippet of the St. Vincent Girls High School first ever 9 mornings activity.
Remember, don't put your hand in your mouth,